Hello everyone and welcome for this new tutorial series. On this tutorial series we will see how to make an inventory system. So this will be the first video of that series. In this first video we will see how to pick up item on the floor. So we'll see how to create an item, a generic item that we'll be able to pick up, and on that item we will store some data, and we will see how to create the data table with all of the item in our game. So we will start working on this. If you like this series, please don't forget to leave a like and subscribe if you don't want to miss the next episode. If there is any feature that you want to see in this inventory system, feel free to ask in the comment section or join the Discord. If you want to ask some question in the Discord, you can come in the Discord. The link will be in the description. We'll go in and read and we'll start to make our pickup system. On this project, I will add a marketplace plugin that you can download. It will be for the guns. I will use the military weapon silver. I will put the link in the description if you want to use this asset. It's very cool, a lot of different weapons, and it's free. I will add this military weapon to my project, inventory system tutorial. If you cannot see your project because it's an old asset, you have to do show all project, and you choose the 5.4, and in the select version, you will get the latest, which is 427. And it will work perfectly fine, as it's just a mesh. The FX will be weird because they are in Cascade, they are not in Niagara, but they work. Everything works, you can use them. Here is the gun that we have. Into weapon, we can see we have our skeleton mesh with a different weapon. For example, I have my assault rifle in here. And the assets looks very, very good. It's very nice to use this asset when you need to make a game with guns and stuff like that. So this will be the item that we want to pick up. So first of all, I will just launch the game to see if everything is working. So I have my character and I can roam around, so that's perfect. Now we need to create the base of our inventory system. For the inventory system, the first thing that we will need is some item that we want to store. And this item, we will create a new content folder. In the content folder, we'll create a new folder. We'll call this blueprints. Up, and we will create a new folder. We'll call this inventory. Inventory, okay. In this inventory folder, we will create the structure of our item. To work with a data table will store all of our item with the different, like for example, the name, the description, how much stuff we have in this item, and stuff like that. For example, for the ammo, there will be a lot of information that you can store in that data table. And to work with that table, we need to create a structure. A structure, we'll start create one, call this S for structure, and call this item. So it should be the structure of an item. And if I open it, we can now create some variable. And this structure will have all of the variables that we'll be able to set up in the data table. So to start simple, we'll add a name. It will be of type text. Then we can create a description. We can also specify the type of item. That's something that I like to do. So name in description will be in text, and the type will be a special type. We'll create something called an enumeration. If I go into blueprint, I have in here enumeration. So we create this called E for enumeration, and we call that item type. And now we can create some new item type. So this item type, I can, for example, make weapon. Could create a new enum called ammo, for example. I will save. And now in my structure, I can use this enumeration. So if I type E underscore item type, I now have my enumeration. And I will be able to specify that this item is a weapon or an ammo. And then we can fill it up. So I can, then if I create, for example, some key, I can create an item that will be of type key or usable or something like that. And then you'll be able to use this item type in your blueprint to make different stuff based on that item type. Now if I go into my folder, I can now create a data table. So the data table, they are under miscellaneous. So going to miscellaneous, in here we have the data table. Be careful because we have this composite data table, it's not the same. So we have to choose data table. Now we can choose our structure, S underscore item. That's okay. Call this DT for data table, call this items. So this should be all of the items that we have in the game. I can increase this. And I can add a new row in this data table, which means that I will create a new item in this data table. I will have to give this row a name. So if you want to access the data table and get an item, you will have to use the row name. So you can either choose to put the same as the name of the weapon, for example, like rifle, pistol, and stuff like that, or you can use an ID. It depends on how you want to go. I'll always use an ID. Like for example, I will put 1 for the first one. And I can do like this one. Now I can specify it in here. This is a rifle, and the description, we'll call this, we'll put name 16, for example. And it's of type weapon. You can see in here I have my enumeration. I can choose between weapon and ammo. So I will choose weapon. I can create another one, for example. I will change the row name to be 2. And this will be a pistol. Tac. Now we can say this is a M1911 by pistol. And it's of type weapon. And we can go and create a lot of different items. And something that's going to be interesting, that we will use this data table in our pickup item. So we'll be able to specify the row name of the item that we want to use, that we want to be able to pick up, and it's going to show the specific item. So to do that, we will create a new variable in our structure. We will add the mesh that's going to correspond to that item. Mesh, this will be a static mesh. To be an object reference. And now, if I go into my data table, I can see that I have mesh in here that I can now specify. So I can go and get a mesh. The issue with this weapon is that it's a skeletal mesh and not a mesh. So we'll create them. So I'm just going to create a new folder in here called static mesh. Up. And I'm going to go into the skeleton. In here, I have make static mesh. Stat. I will put it into static mesh, SM for static mesh, rifle. I prefer to use static mesh for the pickup item, as all of the different items will be a static mesh. The weapon, they are skeletal mesh because there is some animation onto it. That's why I do that. When we will want to have the weapon in the hand, we will use the skeletal mesh, but we will see that later. Okay, so for example, my rifle now, if I go in here, if I type sm_rifle, I can see my static mesh. So I can specify that this row in the data table, the row 1, it's a rifle, and the static mesh is this one. We'll do the same with the gun. The pistol is here. I will go into the skeleton, or the skeletal mesh, it works also. We have the same, make static mesh. Go in here, weapon, static mesh, sm_pistol. Okay. Now we'll go back to my data table and I can specify now the pistol. _pistol. Okay. So you're probably thinking that if you have thousands or more of items in your game, putting them all in here one by one will be very complicated. If you need to change something, and if you want to change something, it will take you forever. So there's a way we can import a CSV file or JSON file. I will see you how to create a CSV file. If I go into, I'm gonna go into Google Sheet, and in here I can create a CSV. So I can start by putting name, which will be a row name, description, type, and mesh. And now we can fill up all of the different rows. So for example, this one will be 1, this one will be 2. I can do something like that. It works the same with Excel, the same kind of thing. I could create, for example, 9 different weapons. I could choose the name. So we have rifle, the description, M16 rifle, full auto, up. The type will be weapon, and the mesh we will see after. Rifle will be pistol, 1911 pistol. Don't really care, huh? It's just for testing it. put this sniper rifle, sniper rifle gun, to be of type weapon, and we can go like that and create a lot of different rows and specify all of them. Now you're wondering, how are we gonna specify the mesh in here? There is a very simple way that will go back to our project. And if we go into static mesh, in here we can right click on the static mesh and copy the reference. Copy the reference. Now we'll go back into my sheet, and that was for the pistol. I can paste this reference, and that will be the reference of our static mesh pistol. And you will see it will work straight away. Let me get this one also. Copy reference. We go in here, we paste. So it's still very long, but the thing is, if we want to change it, it will be very fast, you will see. And we need the sniper rifle. So I'm just gonna upgrade the static mesh for the sniper rifle. This one. Make static mesh. Tac, weapon, static mesh, SM, sniper rifle. Okay, now I can get the reference. Copy reference. Okay, now I can paste in here. So now I have my file in here with the different variable. Now I can create a CSV. So I will download as a CSV. Okay, so now I have this CSV. I will open it. You can see, so it will look like that. We have the first with row name, name, description, and stuff like that. And you have all the different rows in here. I'm just gonna save this in here to be data table item tutorial. I think I can type CSV in here, it will find. We'll see. Now I can go into Unreal. In here, in my data table, I can do re-import. And as I didn't import any CSV file, I have to specify one. I will get my data table, will open. There was an issue with a name, I think. Yes, there is a little space in here. You have to be careful. We'll save, but now you will see, I just have to click re-import and boom, it's working straight away. So now I can just modify that file. I will go in here, I will create a new row and stuff like that. And I will just press save. And just by clicking re-import, this data table will be updated with the file that we have. So that's very cool. And you can see that the mesh is also well specified, it's working. Now that we have our data table, we can create the pickup item. So we'll go into blueprint. We can put it in here. We'll create a new blueprint class. It should be an actor. Call this BP for blueprint. Underscore pickup item. And now this is where the magic will be. So I will add a static mesh to be the item. I'm not gonna specify the static mesh in here because we will make it change in the construction script. So the only thing that we will have in this blueprint is a variable in here. It should be the item ID. It should be of type name. And now in the construction script, we can use the node get data table row. It's not get data table row name. It's not get data table row struct. It's this one. Into the utilities, we have the get data table row. And now we need to specify the data table. So it should be our item data table. And now we can choose the row that we want in this data table. So it should be the row name. So us, it's a number. You can have rifle. If you have specified that the row name is rifle, it should be rifle in here. Now I can use this item ID in here. And now if I find a row, I have in here my structure, which is the S underscore item that we have created. So we can break this structure. And now we have access to all of the different variables in our item. So you can see we have the mesh, the name, and stuff like that. So if I find the row, I will get my static mesh, and I will set the row name. So it should be the row name. So this is the row name. So if I find the row, I will get my static mesh, and I will set the row name. So if I find the row, I will get my static mesh, and I will set the row name. So if I find the row, I will get my static mesh, and I will set the row name. So if I find the row, I will get my static mesh, and I will set the row name. So if I find the row, I will get my static mesh, and I will set the row name. So if I find the row, I will get my static mesh, and I will set the row name. So if I find the row, I will get my static mesh, and I will set the row name. So if I find the row, I will get my static mesh, and I will set the row name. So if I find the row, I will get my static mesh, and I will set the row name. So if I find the row, I will get my static mesh, and I will set the row name. So if I find the row, I will get my static mesh, and I will set the row name. So if I find the row, I will get my static mesh, and I will set the row name. So if I find the row, the static mesh. Hop, like that. And I can put mesh in here. And now I just need to make this instance editable. And now I can place, for example, my pickup item in the world in here. And now I can change the item ID. So you can see in here that it's none. I will put, for example, 1, and you will see that, boom, straight away, we have our weapon in here. So we have our item that we will be able to pick up available in here. So I can change, for example, if I put 2, I have the pistol, and if I put 3, I have the sniper rifle. So that's how I will place all of my different pickup items. So for example, if in here I want the sniper rifle, I will leave it here. If I want a new one in here, I will just poof, place a new pickup item, change the ID to be 1, for example, and up, put it like that, put it down, and now we have a rifle in here, and in here we have a sniper rifle. And as the blueprint is the exact same, it will work as the exact same way. There is multiple different ways to pick up an item. You can either create the box, the collision box on the item, so that when the character goes into the collision of one item, you will see that item and you can pick it up, or you add the box collision into the character. So if the character goes onto an item, you will be able to pick it up. So there is these two different ways. So you can do as you want. So us, we will do it by having the box around the character, which will work the exact same way with the box around the pickup item. So I will go into the first person blueprint, and I will add a box collision, this pickup collision. Up, we'll go into the viewport. We'll just increase the size. I want to be able to pick up stuff that is around the character as 150. Like that, maybe 125. This I will put 90. And that should do it. And so now we need to use this box to see if there is an item. If I have a collision with an item, with a pickup item, I will be able to put it in a list of pickup items that I can actually pick up around me. And if I press a specific button, I will pick up that item. So on the component beginning overlap, I will just check, is the actor that I actually collapsed with, if is this a pickup item? So I will cast to BP pickup item. And if it's true, in here it will be available, we will just add this into a list. So we'll create a new variable to be item near player to pick up. It will be of type BP underscore pickup item. Tac. And we will right click in here to make it as an array. So you can get this and you can add up in here. So that's very simple for now. And we can do the exact same if I go outside. If a pickup item is outside of the collision box, we have to remove it from the array. So we get our pickup collision, scroll down, we get end overlap, and we'll do the exact same thing. We will cast, we'll cast this other actor to be PP pickup item, and if it is, we will get our array and we will remove item, and we will remove this item that just get out of the box collision. You can compile and save. If you want, we can go in here and do instance editable, and we will see it when we actually launch the game. So I will just click on my character. If I show you this, we can see in here on my character, I have item name player to pick up, it's 0, there is no item. And if I go next to an item. So it was not working because we need to set up the collision on our static mesh. In here, there is no collision, so we just create a box simplify collision on all of our weapon. Box simplify. Don't forget to save. Up. And we add a box simplify collision and save. Okay, now we'll just check our pickup item, but it should be good. Go into item. Into collision, we have generate overlap event that is true, and the collision preset is block all dynamic, so it should be working. Now we'll go next to a weapon. Let's check right now. You can see that in here, the item near player to pick up is 0. And if I go next to the sniper rifle, you can see that now we have one array, and this is the pickup item. So it will be an instance of pickup item, which is this actor. And if I go next to the other one, you can see that if I leave in here the item near player to pick up is back to be 0. And if I go to the other one, we have the pickup item 2. So we have the other one. If I press multiple items next to each other, I put this one in here. I will make this one. I just put one in here. Put 2 to get the pistol. And now in here I have 2 items. If I go next to it, I should have 2 items in my item near player. Up in here, I have 2 items, which is both of my pickup items. And now we'll be able to pick them up. Let's get back into our third-person character. We will first need to create a new input. I'm going to into the input action. We create a new input action. Call this IA for input action. Call this interact. Because this will not only be pick up stuff, it will also be the input action to interact with stuff, for example, to open a door, to do anything, talk to someone and stuff like that. It will be the same input. Now that you have created the input action, we need to go into the EMC default and we create in here a new binding. We choose the E key. Okay. Let's close everything. And now in here, we can use this new input action. IA interact. And we'll do something very simple. If I press E and I'll get my array. If my array is not empty, that means that we have some item near the player to pick it up. So if this is true, and I have actually started, I will pick this item up. I can create a new variable. For now, it will be a variable for our inventory into the character. But after, in the next video, we'll change that. We'll create a component and we'll have the inventory on that component. But for now, we'll keep it simple. So our inventory will be in the character. So this, you can call it inventory. And it will be also an array of pickup item. So if I have some item near my player and I press the key, so it will be true, I will have to pick up stuff. So the thing is, I will get this item near player to pick up and I will get the closest one. So there is a function in Unreal that already exists. You can just type closest, nearest. Yes, it's nearest. So there is this function, find nearest actor. So from an array, it will get the nearest actor next to an origin. So the origin will be my player location. Get location. It will be get actor location. So from my location, the location of my actor, I will get the item that is the nearest from the player. And this will be the item that we'll be able to pick up. Now I can go into inventory, get inventory, and just do an add. If this is true, we'll get the closest one. Now we need to cast a BP pickup item because we lost the type of the item. Up. So that's temporary. We will change that after in the next video. It's just a way to visualize that we have the item that disappear and that's gonna be into our inventory. So that's just for testing purpose. Okay, now that we have added the nearest actor into my inventory, I need to destroy that actor. So I will just do a destroy actor. Up. I'm gonna change the thingy because it's not gonna work. We change the type of the inventory. We cannot have the inventory holding actors. Because the thing is, if we put actors, the actor has to be spawned into the world. So that means that in our inventory, that's going to be a variable on the player, we will have actors that are actually spawned in the world. So that's kind of weird, and it's not very logical to have it that way. So the thing is that we will do is this inventory, we will make it as a structure. So it will be the structure item, change the variable type. And now we will have an inventory, which is an array of item structure, which make more sense. Because we will need this, which is an actor, that we get the nearest actor, we will need to destroy it. So if we save this actor into the inventory, if we destroy it, it will disappear of that inventory. That's going to be an issue. That's why we use the structure of the item. So to add this structure, we'll do that. And now we need to find the structure of the item that we just pick it up. And in here, we have the item ID. We have get item ID. So we can either save straight away in here the structure of the item in the pickup item, or we can just go again in the data table. As we don't have a lot of item, we could go into the data table, but we'll just save this structure into the pickup item. It should be, it's a better way to do it. Because if we have a lot of item, to go again to check into the data table, it will take some time. So we better just save this and promote this to a variable. Up like that. And hop like this. And we change the name of this row to be just item. Call this item structure. That's gonna make more sense. And now in here, instead of getting the item ID and go into the data table row, into the data table, we can just get the item structure. Like that, and we can add this to our inventory. So if we destroy this actor, the pickup item actor, the structure will not be destroyed as it's just a variable. It will be added into the inventory, and this will be working. So even if the actor is destroyed, our inventory will still have that item. Up, we'll save, and we'll click on the little I in here, or we can just use instance editable in here. So after we add the structure, we need to destroy this actor. So we just get this actor and we do destroy actor. So the item will disappear from the world. Compile and save. And now we can launch the game. So both of my array are empty. I will go next to these two. We'll open my character in here. You can see that I have two items near the player. And I'm gonna put myself close to the gun. So let me make sure I have both of them. So I still have both of them. If I show you where I am, I'm actually here. I am next to the gun. So the nearest actor is the gun. So if I press E, I should get the gun first in my inventory. I will try, press E, and we have the gun into the inventory now. If I show you in here, on the item name player to pick up, I only have one left, which is the sniper rifle. And on the inventory, I have a structure with the pistol. And now I have my pistol in here. You can see name, description, type, and mesh. And if I pick up the rifle, now I have another item in my inventory, which is the sniper rifle. Within mesh and all of the stuff that we want. So that's pretty cool. I can now get up the assault rifle, and now I have 3 weapons in my inventory. I have the pistol, the sniper rifle, and the rifle. So that's pretty cool. That's a very easy way to create an inventory system. So we will keep working on this. This is just the first video of the series. We can pick up items that are in the data table, and we can add them to an inventory on the character. So we already have an inventory system, very basic inventory system working. We will improve that by creating component and stuff like that. We will see that on the next video. For the next one, we will see how to make an outline around the weapon. So we'll do that on the next video, and then we will see how to improve the inventory, add it into a component, and we will start adding some UI to show our inventory. That's it for today. I hope you like this type of tutorial series. So this is just the first one. It's a very basic inventory, but we will improve on it. Don't forget that if there is any feature that you would like to see, ask in the comment section. I will try to make it work into the inventory. And if you have any question, feel free to ask. And don't forget to leave a like if you like this video and subscribe if you don't want to miss the next episode. And for me, I will see you on the next video.